Hello, and welcome to News Watching. Last night, breaking news developed in relation to a recent attack on Yemen and how a journalist tied to the planning of the strike. In a piece titled "The Trump Administration Accidentally Texted Me Its War Plans," this editor-in-chief explains all. I am now joined by our reporter Ryan, who is in Washington with the latest updates on the story. Ryan?
That's right, Liam. Just last night, Jeffrey Goldberg, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, released a new piece talking about how he was added to a Signal group chat with many officials in Washington. He was added by the National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, to this chat. The Signal app, keep in mind, not typically used to discuss classified information. In the chat, though, Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Let's take a look at what was in these text messages as they were discussing attacks on Yemen. Here you can see J.D. Vance saying he thinks this could be a mistake. Pete Hegseth replying, quote, he understands Vance's concerns and believed messaging is going to be tough no matter what. Nobody knows who the Houthis are. They discussed pushing back the attack, as you can see. However, the secretary's main concern on that was found in a potential leak or an Israeli strike before the U.S. could make a move. He writes, quote, waiting a few weeks or a month does not fundamentally change the calculus to immediate risks on waiting. This leaks and we look indecisive, or Israel takes action first. Vance ends his message saying if Hegseth thinks it's a good idea, then they should go through with it. Now, at this time, Goldberg was still unsure if all of these messages were legitimate. However, that question would quickly be answered for him as strikes in Yemen occurred. He saw them happen live. So he knew that everything that was described to him was not a disinformation campaign, and he was seeing it all right from Washington, D.C. Liam?
And Ryan, I want to ask you, what are the potential consequences this group of officials could face following the security breach? And was any of this illegal?
Right, Liam. So what we're seeing right now is it illegal? Unsure. There are people saying that they violated the Espionage Act, saying that because the Signal platform is not verified by the U.S. government, that the information they were sharing being classified would violate it. However, it also does violate their federal records law because the messages in the chat are set to delete a week or up to 4 weeks afterwards, which is in direct violation of what is required, saying that texts must be saved. Now, looking at the other side of the political aisle, though, Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, is looking into an investigation into what happened. All the while, President Trump saying it was just a mistake and that nothing wrong happened. At this time, Goldberg continues to discuss this on many different media outlets, and we'll see how this story continues to develop. I'm in Washington, D.C. Back to you.
Ryan, thank you for those updates. We are going to throw it back to a break. But when we return, how Ithaca College professor Peter Johans deported his son to an El Salvador prison. Don't go anywhere.